Good citizens of the earth. We back. We're back. I appreciate everybody for tuning in with us today. I'm Adrian Archie. I'm the emotional pet guy. I got a very special guest today. But first, y'all know what this show is about. It's about emotional intelligence. And what we seek to do is help you understand yourself better so that you can interact with the world around you in a more efficient way and generally have a life full of happiness and possibilities. That's what we're doing. But let me introduce my guest today. I go way back with this gentleman. He's a entrepreneur. He's a CEO of multiple brands, a vegan influencer, a health coach, a community activist, a promoter. He's a father of two young growing boys, and he's a fellow North Carolinian and a Concordian with me. So he's actually where I'm from. So I know this young man for years. I'm proud of everything he's doing. Every time I see him, which I keep up with him on social media, we go back and forth with each other all the time. And it's just a pleasure to see that somebody that I know from my hometown is making a difference on this earth in a big way, a big, big way. His name is Morathi Howie. What's up, man?
Oh man, what's going on? What's going on, Adrian? Man, it's so good to see you, man. And that energy is reciprocated back to you, man. It's like it's like those iron sharpen iron and like minds, man, that inspiring each other, man, from my hometown and making a difference. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of everything you doing, man, and the way you taking off and we connected, but we're gonna connect even more, man, coming up in 2024, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you, bro, and likewise, man. I really mean that. One of the things I'm trying to get better at because I can be an island. You know what I'm saying? In the careers that I've had, I got really good at just doing it by myself, but I'm getting better at reaching out, connecting with people. So yeah, man, we definitely got to chop it up more. Some of your products, I'm gonna start selling the different things, man. But we're gonna jump into this because people get bored quick, man. So I want to make sure we keep their attention. So
Yeah.
tell me about growing up in Concord, North Carolina. I know the answer to this, but tell the world, man. Tell me about growing up in Concord, North Carolina, with the good, the bad, the ugly. Why you still support everything going on there and making a big difference? Tell me, man.
Well, man, Concord, man, the small town that we come from, at the time period that we were growing up, man, it was always, it took a village to raise us, you know what I'm saying? And our mothers and our fathers and the elders, they came together to make sure that we were on the right path in our generation. And so that's something that I always appreciate. I learned to appreciate it more as the man I am now. You know what I mean? But Concord, after they took Barber Scotia away, it wasn't too much more you could be doing in Concord. Barber Scotia was our thing, man. It kept us alive. But we were athletes. You know how it was, Adrian. Boys Club, football, basketball, karate. You know what I'm saying? And those rival high school football games. You was a terror at the linebacker position, and I was a quarterback. You got me a few times, and we just loved on each other, man. So I appreciated Concord. The riots. Rest in peace, Angelo Robinson, man. That was a big part of. I think it brought us together more as a community of giving his flowers because Angelo was a good guy. He was a community barber to everybody. It was unfortunate what happened to him, and we deal with some of the same things that many other African Americans deal with coming from small towns. But fortunately for us, we had some of us had great backgrounds, and our parents really instilled morals and values into us to make us the men we are today. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, man, beautiful thing, man. And
But
I
I'm sorry, man, but
no,
I'm sorry. You wanted me to ask, why do I still support, the
mm-hmm.
area? Adrian, whether we were ready for the torch or we wasn't, it was
Mm-hmm.
passed to us. And
Yeah,
for those that were ready for the torch, we thanked our elders. We took that torch and we moved on to make sure that our community stay intact. And so, being a leader, being someone that is of influence, that have seen the other side of the world, I thought it was very, very important to continue my mom's legacy, who's still here, but the matriarch and the person that she was in the community and the community activist she was, to continue her legacy and along with the other elders that were doing that.
yeah, man, and you're making an impact. I haven't. I left Concord in '98, and I visit because my family, my mom's still there. I haven't been back since COVID, so I got to work on that. But I mean, just seeing the impact you making in the community. Concord's growing fast. I mean, even a lot of people I know down here are moving to Concord, which is crazy to me because it was so
Mm,
small when we grew up. But the impact you're making along with your sister and your cousin Christy and your business partners, man, is special, man. And I kind of see it the same way that of Concord, like you guys started small, and we're gonna get to your companies and everything you're doing, but you
yes.
guys started small, and just like the city, you've grown up, man. I mean, you make an impact in other states. You're an international influencer. So I love the way that the city is really, when people are talking about the king of the city or it's my city. No, it really is yours, man. From the aspect of the things and the changes you're making and the people you pull along with you, man. So it's
Mm.
a beautiful thing. So tell me about being a father, man. I see it. I know your son just made the basketball team a couple of weeks ago or last week. I saw that. I was proud to see that. And especially what he said the work don't go nowhere. And that's one of my sayings as well, is you can't hide the work, man. Work is always going to show up. I don't care. So tell me about being a father to your boys and the ups and downs of it as a black single father, as well as what you see for their future, man, and what you want for
Man,
them.
I give thanks and praises, man, to their mother who I had my children by. I was For those that will find out that I lived in Africa for 11 years. I met her over in Zimbabwe. We got married in 2008. We had our first son Zamani, and then we had Kamau in 2010. They were both born in Zimbabwe, and they came over here in 2004. And through situations far as her being from Africa, me being from America, these boys being over here in America, we made a joint decision that it's better for me to have the boys because I understand this environment. I know the detriments and the short rope that black males have in America. To be able to, we don't have too many times to get it wrong. So, if you or get it right, whichever one you want to say. But anyway, you know, I foreseen and we've seen what happens when fathers are not in the lives of children in general. So it was very important for me to take on that role, and I wasn't ready for that role. I wasn't ready for what comes with raising two boys, and so they have matured me and made me more responsible than I would ever have imagined. And I tell that's one of the things I think a lot of men who've made babies that they're not involved in these children's lives or they take the back seat. They're missing out on that part of maturity that comes with the responsibility of raising a child. It's been an amazing journey, man. To watch my boys, man. That video that I put up, that was my first time actually watching my son mannerisms and seeing how much that he does the same mannerisms that I do. You know what I mean? It's like hearing him talk and hearing some of my language in him, and it's an honor. It is an honor, man, to raise young boys up and raising them into young men. And Adrian, one thing that I can say, and a lot of people, because I put my boys out there on social media, a lot of people they feel like they're also an aunt to them or an uncle to them
Yeah,
because I
for
show them
sure.
so much. But man, it takes a village. My mom, my sister, my two nieces, my brother have all played a role in helping raise my boys. When they go down to Texas to be with their mom, the African culture is very close knit. So
Hmm.
everybody's played a role into making these boys and who they are. And one thing that I love, Adrian, one thing that I love more than anything, to hear parents and other people say, "You really got some good kids." We watch them out there, and they're just like every other little boys, but they behave. They yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir type of kids, and that's all I can ask for. Which they're gonna be mischievous little boys, just like we were, but they're good kids when they're out in public, and that's what I appreciate the most.
That, man, and I can tell. I haven't met him personally, but I could tell that. And I think something you said just now, man, is important to men in general, but adulthood. That you miss a lot of responsibility not raising your kids and how it matures you, man. That's profound, man. And I think that's a
Yeah.
big part of the challenge we see in our communities as we seek to change everything is that fatherhood is back, right? Fatherhood is something we should take pride in, but also something that we should desire to learn from, man. So I appreciate you saying that, man. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
And they are good kids, man. And I wish
Thank
them
you.
the continued success. And if there's anything I could ever do to help them, man, you know, about reach out for sure. Tell us about
Absolutely.
living in Zimbabwe, man. Why did you go over there?
Man,
How long were you there? What was the culture like?
man, Adrian, a lot of people are learning more about that. But in 2006, I know you've heard the book "Who Moved My Cheese" by Spencer Johnson, and my mom introduced me to that book when out in 2004 or 2003. And I read that book. It's 112 pages. For anybody that don't know, you can read it in 45 minutes. But it's a life changing book about cheese being what you're comfortable with in life, whether it's your marriage, your work, your job, whatever you do in life. And once that cheese is taken away from you, what do you do with your life? And do you sit back and wait, or do you go and find new cheese? So I was a cable technician for Time Warner, a contractor, and my license got revoked because I helped my dad out when he got out of prison, gave him my license number, and he got into some trouble. And then they ran my license at the job and told me I couldn't work because my license was revoked, and I knew what was going on. So I went home, man, and was collecting unemployment for like 2 weeks. And then one of my good brothers, Ramzu Eunice from out of Rockingham, North Carolina, we know about Rockingham and their football team up there, how good they were. And yeah, country boys, man. And so he Ramzu was a nomad. He would show up years before and already in Zimbabwe, like, yo, man, just show up at my door, like, yo, man, you ready to go to Zimbabwe? I'm like, nah, man, I'm working, man. I'm doing okay. If I can't go nowhere. But this time he happened to be home. I called him, Adrian. And when I called him, he was on the phone with Delta Airlines. And he was like, hey, yo, Morathi, I'm on the other end with Delta Airlines. If you trying to go with me to Zimbabwe, if you trying to go, I'll buy you a ticket. But you got to tell me, you got to give me a decision then. So in the book, you got him and Hall, the two the two humans, and him when his cheese ran out, he was like, I ain't want to go out into the world, but Hall was like, nah, I'm going to find new cheese. So I thought about that book and I was like, yeah, man, let me be Hall, let me go find new cheese. I was like, yeah, Ram, get me a ticket, man, I'm going. He was like, I bet. I'm coming to get you the next day. I had a day to tell family and friends I was leaving, Adrian, and the next day I was in Zimbabwe, and 30 days ended up being 11 years. And man, when I got there, man, the first 2 or 3 days, I didn't call my mom like the third day. When I called her, she heard the peacefulness in my voice. She said, "You done found a new home." I was like, "Mom, what you talking about?" She said, "I know my baby. You found a new home." Agent, I got there, man, and people, the biggest misconception, man, about Africa is that they don't like us there, and this whole notion of Africans don't like us. It is the biggest lie in the world. However, Adrian, when these African brothers and sisters come to America, they're not expecting the self hate that they run into when they come into our school system. Remember, Adrian, to be called the African booty scratcher, that was a fight. To be said that you had hair like you from Africa, or to be called a black African, you was ready to fight somebody like somebody talking about your mom, because everything they showed us about Africa, we didn't want to identify with. They showed us huts, people walking naked, babies with big stomachs. We didn't want to identify with Africa. So when these Africans came over into our school system, I was one of the ones picked at this African girl every single day because she had a nose, hair was more coarse than mine. Her name was Bumi Adie. And so, but that came from the self hate that we were taught about Africa. So my question would always be to people: if you remember how we treated our brothers and sisters from Africa in school, wouldn't you hate us too? You would have a real big hate for us as well, by the way that they got this from everywhere. They didn't just get it from me as an individual. They go to another class, get it from somebody else. And so, yeah, when they come over here, they learn to disdain from us because of our lack of knowledge of Africa, where we didn't know that this sister Bumiadier coming from a well-off family out of Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? They houses
Yeah.
way bigger than ours, but they been asked, oh, what y'all ride elephants over there? Y'all be naked over there, don't you? Right? So, but when you go to the continent, Adrian, those Africans haven't been to America. So they love us. When they see us, they ready, yo, 50 Cent, they talking hip hop to us. They want to dress like us. They want to do everything like us. And they really want to get to know us, man. And it's all love over there, bro. To the point, Adrian, where I'm telling you that you can drop off in any country in Africa and be in the airport and be like, oh, I'm an African American. I'm just coming over here to visit. I don't have a place to stay. You won't be in that airport no more than 20 minutes, and somebody will take you, a stranger will take you and give you the red carpet to whatever they have. They got a big house or a small house. They're going to treat you just like you are a family member.
Wow.
And that's
amazing,
what
man.
Africa is. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It takes a community to raise a child. Sometimes when I would have to leave to go out, the women would be like, oh, just leave our son. Our son. We'll take care of him. When you come back, they'll be fine. We'll feed them and everything. It takes a village, man. That's what Africa is. It's peaceful. When you drop there, you're going to see people that look like your family members. You're going to be like, damn, all this time I was saying that I wasn't from Africa. Your spirit is going to tell you that this is where we're from.
That's where you're from. Got a home now. That's awesome, man. So you went and found your cheese. That's a huge emotional intelligence, because I think the challenge with most people reaching their goals and dreams in life is that it's fear. To number one, you was in a place with things that turned upside down on you. Most people get depressed and quit. You decided to not only go after something, but a whole different continent. And that's amazing, man. And that's something that's exactly what this podcast is about, man. Overcoming the fear and creating new. Beautiful. I mean, that's amazing. 11 years, man. That's amazing. And I remember when you went over there, and because I was still saw you on Facebook and stuff, and I like to travel as well. I hadn't been to Africa, been some other countries and continents, but that's what I got to get to. And I was always envious seeing you over there and experiencing that, man. So that's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's something that people can definitely take. Is go find your cheese. Life is never over, man, until you're dead. Like, get up and whatever's going on that day in that moment, choose the next day and go find it for sure.
That's right. That's right, bro.
So you're vegan. And if anybody knows you, they know that, right? That, I mean, you got companies, and we're gonna talk about them. But tell me when and how you became a vegan, man.
Oh man, I went to North Carolina Central University. That's where I started to shape my self knowledge. You know, watching Dr. Sebi on VHS tapes and listening to him on cassette tapes. Queen Afua, Dr. Lalo Africa, all these health and wellness people in our communities that are masters at the craft, have been doing it for years. Dick Gregory, you can name them. Speaking about, you know, the problems that we go through as African Americans because of what we're putting on our plates. Yeah, and so I had a good friend by the name of Ahmad Yarborough out of Charlotte, North Carolina. People used to call us Salt and Pepper. He was light skinned, I was dark skinned, but we looked just alike. So we was on our way to the calf, man. They call it Chicken Wednesdays in the HBCUs, where all HBCUs on Wednesday, Adrian, they sell chicken through all the lines. They got DJs and soul food. They got a DJ in there. People coming in dressed their best. It's just like a big old a scene. Sure. So man, when we was on our way to the calf, he was like, "Man, you know I don't eat meat, right?" I'm like, "Well, what you eat?" Just like people asking me, and he was like, I eat from the earth. You know what I'm saying? I eat fruits and vegetables. I'm a vegetarian. I'm a vegan. I'm a vegetarian. I was like, okay, well, what's that? And he started breaking it down and talking about Genesis 1:29, the first diet that God gave to us, and then started talking about, man, you know, I had uncles and stuff getting their legs cut off from diabetes, people dying of all these health issues, and I started doing my research and finding out that, you know, pork was doing all this, or dairy was doing all this. So we went to the calf, and sure enough, man, he got greens, mac and cheese. He got all that. I got my chicken. We sat down and talked, and he was making a lot of sense. And after we were done, man, I went back to my dorm, and I always say truth is verifiable. Sure. And and also a thing about truth is we can be upset at times when somebody giving us the truth, or we can be in the best mood. The truth is the truth.
Truth is the truth.
It's gonna hit you. So, you know, I call it the Alice in Wonderland hole. I started doing my research, things started making sense. And then I always say that the universe will meet you where you at, or God is going to meet you where you at. The universe is going to bring to you what you're looking for. If you're looking for trouble, the universe is going to bring you
Yeah,
trouble.
you find it.
If you're looking for good, the universe is going to bring you good. The Bible says you reap what you sow. So I was in search for this knowledge, and then so the universe and God started bringing people to me, right? And I started meeting other vegans. I started meeting other vegetarians. They took me to Whole Foods over there by Duke University, showed me some things I could get. Indian food and Ethiopian food made me become vegan, and I was on my path from then on out. Where, of course, at 20 years old, and at that time period, it was unheard of, especially coming from Concord, talking about you ain't gonna eat no meat.
Sure,
So,
sure.
I caught a lot of flack, but not no negative flack. Most people just joked with me, joked around with me. But man, the Creator man had showed me something, Adrian, and I seen all of this coming. I seen the vegan lifestyle going right to where it was. Actually, your
Sure.
brother was cutting my hair, and we was when I came back in 2013, and I told him, I said, bro, give it another 10 years. Vegan is gonna be the most popular word almost in America. You're gonna have celebrities and everybody becoming vegan. If I'd have
Hmm.
had the money to invest into something vegan, Aiden, I'd be a rich man right
Sure, sure.
now.
Hey,
I
you gonna
got
be.
Hey, that's right. That's right. I'm rich in spirit, and I know where I'm going.
Yeah, it's
But
coming.
I even had some of the people come back to me that had the money. Was like, "Yo, man, you was right, bro. This thing that took off, man. If we would have did it back then, man, we'd have been somewhere." I was like, "Hey, I understand that's where you were at in your life." So I'm proud to be 26 years eating the vegan lifestyle, man, and being a public figure for it and helping people just to make healthier choices. We ain't talking about you got to become vegan. We're talking about getting back to eating fruits and vegetables more in your life, man. And if it
Sure.
happens to take you vegan, hey, all good.
Beautiful, beautiful. So it's a lot of research of veganism that says that you guys have a higher sense of empathy, you better mental stability, and deeper relationships. You agree with that?
Yeah, yes, I do. Adrian, um, and you can attest to this, because I didn't come into the lifestyle for animals, right? I came into the lifestyle because African Americans lead in every health related disease in America. I used to have little eczema patches that popped up on me and stuff. I didn't know dairy was causing those problems. I used to have nosebleeds all the time, mucus coming out everywhere, and was getting sick kind of easily. So once I knew that dairy was doing this, and all this other stuff, as I started removing and putting the right things in my body started to regenerate itself. The eczema patches left. So, but then the rabbit hole went deeper, and I started to find out the connection between us and animals, and how these animals can communicate with us. You know what I mean? And over in India, they don't kill cows, but a cow will come up to you in India and lay on your chest just like a dog or a cat will over here in America. And how they have the same type of intelligence. Man, they found a cow. You remember when that big old flood happened in Houston, Texas, man, a while ago? It was a big old flood, man, a couple years ago. A family found a stray cow and brought this cow in and domesticated this cow. Man, this cow was going around unlatching doors, going in, laying down, doing the same thing that a dog would. The dog, they go outside, the dog, they playing together, jumping around. And so it dawned on me that these animals are other spirit beings just in another form.
Sure.
And so that they can understand whatever language it is. It could be Mandarin, it could be African. They're going to understand that language that's being spoken to them. So it then took me to another level of, okay, I personally don't want to put these animals into my system, because if they cry, if they get sad, they get scared, they have fight or flight, they have all these different emotions. And if energy cannot be changed but only put into another form, when I'm eating these things, this is the reason why I'm being depressed at times for no reason. This is the reason why I'm sad for no reason, because I'm taking in all of this energy coming from something that's been slaughtered. So one of the main things they say, Adrian, people that go vegan or go into the lifestyle, that they get over depression and anxiety. Those are the main two things that everybody talks about. So going back to the animals that are being slaughtered, these animals are depressed. They're angry. They're upset. They're watching their babies being taken away, the mother cows, and then they're being mistreated poorly. People don't connect that energy. And so once I connected the energy, it made sense of the reason why so many people deal with depression and anxiety issues here in America because of what they're putting in their system. And so relationship wise, that's 50-50. And the reason why I'm gonna say that, Adrian, I think that when you have past traumas, the way you've been raised, how you view yourself, that's a journey, right? And just because you become and you start to eat healthier, yeah, you may have a healthier mind state and think more healthier and be more happier. But when you bring somebody else into the equation, then how do these things go? There's some vegans out here getting divorced. You know what I'm saying? There's vegans out
For
here.
sure. Yeah.
So I don't want to necessarily say that it's going to make the relationships better. I'll say make the sex life better though.
Hey, that's worth it. Everybody vegan.
you know,
No, for sure, man.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
I know a lot of vegans, and my family's starting to eat better as well. But and
yes,
I share the animal thing. I share that belief. That's
mm-hmm.
really, I mean, it's a business to me at this point, but it's really a lifestyle as well. So when I read that research, I wanted to see what you thought of it, man. So I think it's profound, and I agree with you. It's definitely something there, and I agree with you. Energy. It's like water. The same water that was here 10 million years ago is the same amount of water still on Earth. It's just in different form. So
That's right.
I agree with that, man, for sure. So let's get into your businesses, man. I mean, you got Vegan Love Culture, Vegan Vibe Music Festival, Kika Capone with your supplements and your sea moss. You got Motherland Foods, right?
Yes, yes.
That's the name of it. Yeah, I mean, you
Well,
obviously.
it's. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no,
I'll
bad.
tell you. Oh no, Motherland Foods is actually is vegan love culture. I
Okay.
started off, you know what I mean. I just kept that EIN, you know what I mean, and ran it through there. But it's actually Motherland Superfoods is actually vegan love culture, which I am actually going to separate it because some people go onto my website and think I got a vegan restaurant. I'm like, nah,
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Or they calling like, where your restaurant at? Because they hear vegan, but yeah, herbs are vegan, but I bring people into the lifestyle. So I want to separate the two, make sure one is supplements and then the other one is talking about the vegan lifestyle. But go ahead though, to your point.
No, man, it's amazing. I think emotional intelligence. I'm a skill synergy coach, is what I call myself, a skill synergy
Mm,
mentor. I got a lot of different experience, athletics, selling them in large hospitals to neurosurgeons, and now I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. I think it's important for someone like you that, because a lot of people say follow your passion, that's a business. Well, I don't agree all the time because
mm,
passion can easily fizzle out, and entrepreneurship is hard. So
that's right.
tell people how you've not only you came to a lifestyle, but you made that lifestyle your business, and literally have everything you do is based on that. And now I see the mayor of Concord and the government of Concord are interacting with you, and you got large corporations that are coming to you. Like how were you able to take your lifestyle and what you're passionate about and make it into a business in multiple businesses?
Adrian, man, when I came back in 2017, when I came back from Africa, before I came back, I was in heavy prayer and meditation, and I asked God, how can I continue to be a servant to your people? And it came back clear as day to continue to be an example of health and wellness, teaching the people about the vegan plant based lifestyle, and continuing to expand that. So when I came back, I was on a mission from what God had spoken to me about. And so when I came to back to America, I did 3 vegan potlucks in Kannapolis. The first one went very well. The second one went okay. The last one only had like 10 or 11 people. But we understand the saying of that. It's always success if you pull it off, and people, and I don't care if you don't give it one person, you reach somebody. So you know, Adrian, when you look at some of our elder men or some of the elders in our community, they were passionate about what they did. My grandfather was a brick mason. loved golf. You know what I'm saying? My other grandfather was out in the yard. You know, all our elder men did certain things, and our elder women did certain things, and they were passionate about what they did. You know, my mom was passionate about uh, working for the city of Concord. She was passionate about working out. You know, I watched her do these things for years, and that was instilled into me to go hard. But when I really learned, I learned how to really, really go hard as an entrepreneur when I lived in Africa. When you gotta, you know, we sold, me and the other brothers, we sold moringa shakes, smoothies, baobab smoothies with the herbs that I get in, and we sold oils and shea butter. And I used to have to get up every day, bro, and throw 25 pounds of
Yeah, I
shakes that
saw
were
your
frozen
bags.
on
I
one
remember the
arm. You
bags.
get me?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was a walking billboard in the hot African sun every day, listening to Nipsey Hussle, listening to Kendrick Lamar, listening to old school Pac, and just going out here and hitting up these different businesses, hitting up these different beauty salons, and out here hustling. So my dad was a street hustler, and I took his hustle and my father's and my grandfather's and everybody else hustle, and I made my hustle be something legal. So when I got over here to America, it was easy to go at this. It's easy to jump in my car and go somewhere and stop, go sell some. I mean, go pass some flyers out to people and tell them about my event. It came so easy to me because
Sure.
I was in the hot African sun over there. So, but Adrian, more than anything, bro, it's like, okay, we all say that we're here for a reason, right? Everyone says that you're special because God made you, right? Everyone says that we're in the likeness image of God, right? So if I'm in the likeness and image of the creator and I got the tools that he has instilled in me, what would I look like not taking advantage of the gifts that God put in me, my own individual gifts, recognizing those gifts, and going out here and excelling in a great way and not hurting anybody. Once I was able to figure that out, Adrian, it was off to the races for me.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
unstoppable.
saying?
Yeah.
It was unstoppable. It was like, okay, I got into this door, I got into that door. Oh, I see where this can go. So let me become what I told myself was I am going to become the black male face of Charlotte, North Carolina for the vegan lifestyle. That's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be able to.
And
I'm
that's how
excel in
you
that,
got it.
and that's what I did, bro.
Beautiful, man. So a lot of people can take lessons from that, notes from that. I you get your everybody knows you're a vegan, but I would challenge you to focus on the not you focused on your businesses for sure, but that's another path for you, man. Because as you unlock the community and free people, bro,
Yeah,
I get it, right? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm out here doing it every day. I agree with you. I know what I'm capable of, and I feel selfish if I don't like let that out of me because God gave it to me. But a lot of people don't have that they haven't seen it yet. So I would challenge you as you free people in that diet and in the health, free them up on how you was able to accomplish what you're doing, man, because you literally got multiple companies. So almost a 360, you come in with the coaching, you come in with the products, you come in with the entertainment, and you come in with the I mean, it's amazing, man. It
thank you,
really is. And
man.
I ain't just saying that because you on my podcast. Like it's amazing how you have literally captured everything you're doing and put a 360-degree plan around it. You got your family involved. You got, I mean, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. So
Thank you.
we're gonna jump off of here in a second, but tell, and I always like to do this, whether it's with your business is vegan, whatever, man. What is it that the world needs to know, man? Like what's no. I'm before we go there. How does somebody convert to veganism quickly?
It's I think that first of all, I'll be the first to say, vegan is a very tricky word. It has made it hard on people, right? People think when they think of vegan, they think of some elaborate. Oh, how do I do this, right? and and when I'm talking to elders, especially, I'm like, do y'all know that y'all had more meatless meals than most of the people that's been in the vegan lifestyle for 5 years? You grew up on pinto beans, cornbread, cabbage, black eyed peas, okra.
Yeah, yeah.
You rarely ever had meat. Matter of fact, the word used to be vegetarian if you
Yeah.
didn't eat meat, right? And so when I would say that, it would click in these elders' brains, like, you know what? You're right about that. But vegan, the word vegan threw them off. And I remind these elders that no, y'all were actually the first vegans. Y'all actually taught us how to do it. When we didn't want pinto beans and just cornbread and be pissed off about it, we ate that. So we had meatless meals. And so I break it down real simple, Adrian, and I tell people to start with meatless Mondays. Meatless Mondays. I call it the Meatless Monday movement. Meatless Mondays has been going on for years. If you got a family, if you're an individual, or it's just you and your girl, however, it's a bonding time.
Sure.
Coming up
I
with
love it.
these recipes, bringing the family together and saying, hey, we're going to take every Monday out the year and we're going to go meatless for that year. That might lead somebody to doing meatless for 3 times out the week, 4 times out the week. Hey, you might even become vegan. The most important thing, though, that we're missing out on, Adrian, is that we just not simply, if you ask somebody when the last time they had an apple, they can't even tell you, bro.
Yeah, that's
When the
crazy.
last time you done had some plums, like when plum season came out. When plum season came out, Adrian, what was we doing? We was out happy,
We was in the
eating
woods, yeah.
plums, tearing them
Yeah.
up. What was we doing later on that night or in the next morning? That's right. We was on the toilet. We thought we had diarrhea. Oh, I'm sick, my stomach. But those plums were doing their job of detoxifying our bodies from all the McDonald's, Fruit Loops, and all this stuff that they had been putting in our system. It was doing its job to push it out. Today they call that a fruit fast. They call it a fruit detox today. We just didn't have a name for it. So I tell people that one of the reasons why we're dealing with all of these health and wellness issues in our communities, where we lead in diabetes, high blood pressure, strokes, autoimmune diseases, lupus, we're leading in all this because we forgot to do what our elders did. We forget to go get us some pears and some peaches and put that into our system to help us clean our bodies out. So that's my thing. Meatless Mondays. I don't care if you eating however you want to do it, whether it's vegan burgers or salads, fruits. Put that in your system. Allow your body to get acclimated to it and see where it takes you.
Love it, man. You're a genius, man. And
Thank
so
you,
the
brother.
last piece that I want to ask you, before I got 2 questions, but the last one is easy. What do you want to leave people with, man? Like, what's your manifesto for the next decade? Where you focus? Where you think people should focus? Give us something. Give us some kernels, man, to take with us.
Adrian, man, I you know, I deal with reality, right? And the reality is sitting right outside of our windows within the African American community. I feel we're losing, right? I feel that you made some very key points to me about voting and what that means for our in the community, right? Oh, vote don't mean this, vote don't. And there's people that making decisions for us that have been doing it for years and don't have no interest in helping us out. Judges that don't supposed to be in place. People that are in these seats that don't care nothing about us and they're making decisions over us while we sit back and say voting don't mean shit.
Yep.
You woke me up to that. I give thanks for that. So one of the ways that I'm going to go in and there's Mayor Bill Dush is a good, he's a good mayor for Concord. Mayor Bill Dush actually has empathy for our community, love our community. So one of the bigger parts that I'm going to play in this year is being someone who advocates voting for our community, voting in our constituency, in our local positions, right? That's one way. Second way, man, is being more of a mentor to some of these younger boys. I got a lot of young AAU basketball players that come over. They don't have no fathers. You know, they love being around me. They love being around my boys. Playing that part in the community to help some of these young males to give them some guidance. Shout out to Archivist Armstrong. And our events, man, Vegan Vibe Music Series, man, we brought so many people together, all walks of life. People love it. It's our 6th year. We're doing 9 of them this year. We're gonna be doing. That's when we met with the president of Barber Scotia. We're gonna do a 2 at Barber Scotia College this year. Then we got 7 at Armored Cow Brewery in Charlotte. That we're gonna also be doing something called Charlotte has something called Taste of Charlotte, right? You heard of that? The vegans always complain because there's no vegan options. So I came up, and me and my sister came up with Taste of Vegan Carolinas. So we're gonna pull all the vegan options, the vegan restaurants, and bring everybody together and show people where these vegan options are. And we're gonna call it Taste of Vegan Carolinas with North Carolina and South Carolina together. Um, we're partnering with Truist Bank in Concord, right next to Romero Maximum spot, that old daycare right there. They give thanks to them. They allowed us to build and to be able to bring a health and wellness facility to the
Wow.
community. So we're gonna teach kids plant-based entrepreneurship, teach these kids how to eat more healthier, give them a safe haven to come to, little podcasts, computers, and just man, just be a pillar for the community, bro, and be an
Yeah.
example. Cause Adrian, you know this and I know this. A black man that takes initiative to be a positive influence on the community, he gets all the support in the world because they're looking for us to step up as black men to do something positive because they feel like we're the ones that's missing. The consistency from us as black men. So I'm taking it. That's been my biggest thing to remain consistent. So when people see Morathi out here in the community, they say, "Yo, that's somebody I can look at and I can say, I don't mind my kids or my sons being around him because he's going to teach those boys something that maybe I can't teach them as a woman."
Yeah, you're a game changer, man. And that's the beauty of it is, and I agree, it is the lack of black males over the last 40, 50 years. A lot of the losing that we've been doing is I think is I didn't have a father in my home. My brother and I had a great mother and great mother side of the family, so it's not like I missed out. But I'm learning how to be a father, how to be a husband in my 30s and 40s, right? So it's a
Yes.
lot of trial and error that we just didn't get. And what you guys are doing, man, it's amazing, right? Uh, that it's amazing. So you got Vegan Vibe Music Festival
Mm-hmm.
in the Carolinas. You got Vegan Love Culture,
Yes.
is it houses your brands,
That's
right?
right. Mm-hmm.
You got Kika Kaboni, which is your
Yes.
sea malts,
That's
gummies, and
right.
gels. You got the Motherland Foods that may be the same
Superfoods.
company,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So anything else coming? I'm missing something.
Man, I'm doing more. I'm getting my voice out there more, Adrian. I'm becoming more of a public speaker. Getting paid. I do. I've done 3. Well, I've done 5 in all, but 3 of them have been at older elder like homes. And I've been. I said that I want to put me in front of 100,000 people, and I'm gonna speak my piece about what I know that has helped me and what can help other people. So and that and Adrian, you know as much as I do, you know, putting fear somewhere where it don't even exist. It's like, okay, let me go out into the waters and let me just do what I have to do. So I said I wanted to become more of a public figure. So I mean more of a public speaker and get my voice out there to more people. So I'm gonna be doing more public speaking, whether it's at churches, whether it's at small events, but getting my voice out there to more people, man. So that's where I'm at with it, Adrian. That's what I'm doing.
Beautiful, man. I'm all for it. You obviously capable, and I look forward to growing with you, but also watching you, man. I'm beautiful. So how can people catch up with you, man? How can they book you? How can they reach out and get coaching products? What you want people to know? We'll put it up on the screen.
Yes, man. First off, if you want to connect with me on any social media, it's Morathi Howie on Facebook. It's Morathi underscore Howie on Instagram. On TikTok, it's Morathi Howie. If you need our CMOS product, this is one of our CMOS products. This is Kikaboni. These are our CMOS gummies. We also have we're becoming a supplement company now. So we ashwagandha gummies and black seed oil gummies don't have CMOS in them. So we have those. We have elderberry CMOS gummies. We have the gold and purple gel, and we have raw CMOS. And so this is growing exponentially. Exponentially, we're hoping to be into some. Our brand is ready for retail, so we're hoping to get that in 2024 to expand in different stores. And with my herbs that I bring in from Africa, that's THE as in V as in Victor, LC shop.com. TheVLCshop.com. You can go and get herbs to help you heal your body. And that's the way you can get in contact with me. And my website, my email is morathigoodhealth@gmail.com, man, for any bookings.
It's amazing, man. So when I hear influencer, we're going to jump off of here, but this is what an influencer should look like. It ain't no glossy pictures and standing in front of cars you don't own and on and free trips. And nah, it's really making a difference in the community. Number one, anybody knows you. If they got ill will towards you, it's because they're a hater. That's period, point blank. It's no other reason. Number two, you got businesses. You're showing people how to be entrepreneurs. You helping the kids. Your family's healthy. Your kids are good examples. Your sister's doing great things. I mean, it's amazing, man. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. I'm going to support it. I ain't going nowhere. If I can ever help, you know how to get in touch with me. But I appreciate you being on the show, man. For sure.
Hey, man,
I think this has been a very
man.
powerful conversation.
Hey, thank you, man. And your family's beautiful, man. Your wife, your two daughters, man, are beautiful, man. And they, bro, let me tell you something. We talk about the black male and the influence that he has to have on the black father has to have over the boys, but being that supportive black father for the girls, man, listen, bro, listen. I still want to have a girl. I would like to have a girl. And I've heard they daddy's girl up to a certain extent, and then it's like, okay, what happened?
Yeah, we got a 4-year-old and we got an 18-year-old. It's two different worlds.
and man, I just appreciate what you're doing as a husband, fatherhood. This podcast is going to be really, really dope. I can't wait for us to put it out for people to know two hometown brothers, man, that have put the work in. You know what I'm saying? Put the work in and being able to share Jews to people. And it's a part two because I'm coming down to Florida. We're gonna be
come on down. We'll do it live, man. For sure.
All right.
I love you, brother, man. We're gonna catch up. I appreciate everything you're doing, man.
Love you too, bro.
Good citizens of the earth. There was another great episode, maybe the best yet. Tune in. See what's happening next. 2024 is a big year for us. Keep your emotional intelligence high and keep your friends close. All right. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.
About life now, turn on the lights now. The Emotional Pet Guy Podcast, yeah. Talking about life now, turn on the lights now.